Hey guys, welcome back to Wyvros Mythos, the YouTube series where we compare real game mythology to the video game counterparts. And today we're going to be looking at Castlevania Order of Ecclesia. More importantly, its boss, or at least the optional boss, the Jiangshi. So, what are Jiangshi? Well, apparently, according to my studies, Jiangshi, also known as hopping vampires, are a type of undead creature found in Chinese folklore, although its Chinese name is often translated as Chinese hopping vampire, zombie, or ghost. Its literal meaning is stiff corpse. These creatures may be identified by their usual attire, uniform from the Qing Dynasty officials. Additionally, the Jiangshi is recognized by its posture and movement. The arms of these creatures are permanently outstretched, normally due to rigor mortis or the stiffening of the muscles during death, and instead of walking, they hop like an evil bunny rabbit, hence the name stiff corpse. While most Jiangshi share the same stereotypical look, there are different variations of this creature. For example, some of these beings look like normal humans or a little more decomposed as a result of being dead longer or being dead for a more period of time before the reanimation. Yet, others have been depicted with sharp teeth, long nails, and emitting a green phosphorescent glow, normally green. In some versions of the story, the Jiangshi are said to be able to grow stronger, thus allowing them to acquire skills such as flying and transforming into wolves. There are apparently many ways for a dead body to turn to a Jiangshi. For instance, according to one version of a myth, a Jiangshi is created when a person suffers a violent death, such as murder, suicide, or of the like. These kinds of deaths can cause the soul to become trapped, thus starting the reanimation. Another belief for the reanimation is improper burial. Many believe that if you are postponed with burial, you can become a Jiangshi. Also, just like regular vampires, except this one's a little different. If one's soul is stolen, the victim will become a Jiangshi. Many other ways to become a Jiangshi, actually the list goes on. The Jiangshi are commonly said to come out at night and to sustain themselves as well as to grow more powerful. Just like Western vampires, the Jiangshi will feed off of humans. However, unlike its Western counterpart, the Jiangshi eats the ki or life force of its victims. So basically we're looking at a bunny rabbit that can evolve and devour souls like carrots. Lovely. Sounds creepy at first. However, it then starts falling off. Just as there are many ways to become a Jiangshi, there are many ways to beat them too. Jiangshi are apparently blind and must stalk its prey by smelling its victim's breath. So a good way to get past the Jiangshi is to hold your breath and walk past it. They are afraid of their own reflections and are seriously obsessed with counting, apparently. Man, these guys are lame. Dracula would be ashamed of you all. Shame on you. You're worse than freaking Kid Dracula. Why? Anyway, apparently there are 6 levels to Jiangshi, each one becoming more dangerous than the next. The first level are known as white Jiangshi, who are still fairly young and are normally afraid of everyone and everything, and they're pretty pathetic. After a couple years of feasting within safety, the white hair of the Jiangshi turns black, and they're no longer little ghost trick Alucards, but will still only attack humans at night. 5 years after this, and the Jiangshi loses all of its hair and becomes swiftly bouncing around like a bald demon rabbit of doom. It will now attack anything without fear and are considered dangerous. After hundreds of years of living like this, the jumping Jiangshi becomes known as a flying Jiangshi. They become even more dangerous and can attack groups of people easily. They all learn how to climb and move within lizard-like fashions. Flying, climbing and moving like lizards. undead. Is it? It is! Zombie dragons! Nah, just joking. But apparently, after thousands of years, the Jiangshi, the flying Jiangshi, will evolve again and become what is known as a Ba, or drought demon. These beings are known to cause plagues, disease, droughts, and even shapeshift. And they've been known to harm communities and villages within swoops of dozens. They're considered highly dangerous. And I'm dying. However, the last one is a very difficult one to believe. Apparently, after tens of thousands of years, the Ba becomes a demon king. A being who can even kill and challenge celestial beings themselves. However, I've only seen stories up to the Ba or the drought demon, so it's hard to believe about the whole Demon King story. Knowing a short amount of information, and believe me, there's a lot more, but I don't want to go into it because I don't want to spoil it for you guys. How does the game match up with the myth? Pretty good, actually. Just like the myth, the game has the Jiangshi wearing an outfit that an official would wear. Arms are stretched out, the hopping and the pure stiffness of the body really represents the name. I would give this a 5 out of 5 for two reasons that were actually very difficult for me personally to find. The summoning spell of other Jiangshi, and what happens when you win. Many of my studies show, actually, that the Jiangshi did show up in hordes, not due to incantations or them, living and powwowing in a bar, just waiting to decide to attack people, but because the Jiangshi actually attracts each other. Apparently, the smell of a Jiangshi will attract another one, causing this to become a chain reaction until hordes appear. The second reason for the 5 out of 5 choice has to go in the game when you beat the Jiangshi. Now, when you beat the Jiangshi, a little piece of paper appears on its head, and if you attack the paper, it rips off and this fight starts all over again. This is not just a troll in the game. This is actually a very big belief in Chinese folklore. It was believed that when a Jiangshi became too difficult and dangerous to deal with, Taoist priests were hired to help subdue and remove of them. Apparently, the priests did this by what is known as Taoism, where they write special spells and incantations on almost like sticky note paper, but it's really just like a cloth, and they apply it to the creature. This special charm, when applied to the head of the Jiangshi, subdued the vampiric beast in its footsteps. It stopped periodically, it didn't move, and was apparently put back into a dormant state. And just like in the game, if you ripped it off or the talisman was destroyed, the monster would wake back up and try to attack again. So seeing this and comparing all of this to the game, what do I believe? I believe they did a wonderful job doing the Jiangshi and Castlevania Order of Ecclesia. I do tip my hat off to you, Konami, for getting that correct. But for now, I think this will be it, guys. I want to do a little something spooky. I'm probably going to be doing something spooky all throughout October. But for now, this is the Wyvros signing out, saying later, guys.